Let's learn about the menstrual cycle. The menstrual cycle is a monthly cycle which involves the maturation, which is the process of maturing, and the release of an egg. If sexual intercourse, so sex, has occurred, this can result in pregnancy. The menstrual cycle is controlled by 4 hormones from the endocrine system, which are the follicle-stimulating hormone, known as FSH, estrogen, luteinizing hormone, also known as LH, and progesterone. The stages of the menstrual cycle are, so we've got 4 stages depending on the levels of hormones, and we'll go through those stages in a bit. A female is born with all of her eggs ready, but only 1 egg will mature each month once the female reaches puberty. On day 1 of the menstrual cycle, the uterus lining breaks down. In females, puberty triggers the menstrual cycle. Which of the following are true? So I'm going to read some things out for you. How many stages are in the menstrual cycle? There are 4 stages. How many hormones is it controlled by? It's controlled by 4 hormones. How often does the menstrual cycle occur? It occurs monthly. And how many eggs are released each menstrual cycle? That would be 1. So let's have a closer look at the hormones of the menstrual cycle. FSH stands for follicle-stimulating hormone. It is released by the pituitary gland and causes an egg in the ovary to mature. FSH also stimulates the production of estrogen. Estrogen is produced in the ovaries and causes the development of the thick, spongy uterus lining. Estrogen also stimulates the production of luteinizing hormone, which is LH, and inhibits the production of FSH. LH stands for luteinizing hormone. LH is produced by the pituitary gland and stimulates the release of a mature egg on day 14 of the menstrual cycle, so halfway through. And the release of an egg is also known as ovulation. Progesterone is produced in the ovaries after ovulation. It is responsible for maintaining the lining of the uterus during days 14 to 28, so during the second half of the menstrual cycle. When progesterone levels drop, this triggers the breakdown of the uterus lining. This marks day 1 of the next menstrual cycle. Progesterone also stops the release of LH and FSH. So let's have a recap of what we've learned about the menstrual cycle. How many eggs are released? 1 egg is released per menstrual cycle. And the release of an egg is called ovulation. The hormone which causes an egg in the ovary to mature is FSH. So what are the stages of the menstrual cycle? Stage 1, which is days 1 to 4. During this stage, the uterus lining breaks down, resulting in a period, so the bleeding. In stage 2, which is days 4 to 14, the uterus lining starts to build up again into a thick, spongy layer full of blood vessels. In stage 3, which is day 14, ovulation happens. This is when an egg is released from one of the ovaries. In stage 4, which is days 15 to 28, the uterus lining is maintained, which means that it is now ready for the arrival of a fertilized egg, which would eventually grow into a baby. If no fertilized egg is attached to the uterus lining, the lining breaks down and the cycle begins again. So in the first 4 days, the uterus lining breaks down and the girl has a period. And there are 4 stages to the menstrual cycle. And the hormones involved are FSH, LH, estrogen, and progesterone.